Well, you need proof of how important the Ames straw poll is? Just ask Tim Pawlenty. During a conference call with supporters, a senior advisor for the Pawlenty campaign said, quote, "We cannot envision a path forward to victory, and so therefore we made a decision to end the campaign." When asked about the straw poll, the campaign said, yes, it's absolutely progress. Paul and Bachmann are not going to be the nominees. Chip Saltzman is the former campaign manager for Mike Huckabee, whose campaign surged after taking second in the Ames, Iowa straw poll back in 2007. He joins us now live from Ames. Chip, great to see you again.
Shannon, good to be with you.
All right, we knew that the field would start to winnow down after some of these big contests and this big first straw poll. Were you surprised it happened in less than 20 hours or so?
Well, that's what happens, and Iowa, as usual, has done its job. It took a big field and started narrowing a little bit. Who knows, we may see more in the next couple of weeks, but what it did, Michelle Bachmann got a big win yesterday for her campaign. She's going to have some momentum. Ron Paul did much better than expected, and Governor Pawlenty, who I think could have made a case to stay in the game. Sure, his path to the White House got a little bit more windy and uphill, but I still think he could have said, look, I was number 6 or 7 in the Des Moines Register poll. I was number 3 today. We're showing some organization, but he made his decision. It's very personal to drop out of a race for president. I wish him all the luck in the world, and now we're going to see kind of a feeding frenzy on some of his supporters in Iowa, because he did have some good volunteers and a lot of good people in Iowa.
Yeah, that was my question. Where do you think some of those staffers and those volunteers will go? Do you think they'll split up? Do you think they'll go to one particular candidate?
I think they will split up, and especially with Governor Perry coming in the race, and he's in Iowa today. There'll be some people that jump on that bandwagon. There'll be some people that will get on Michelle Bachmann, but also other people will take a look at all the other candidates in the field, maybe a Rick Santorum or a Herman Cain, and say, you know, they gave a great speech, or somebody that I would like to support. I didn't think they would have a chance to win, but I'm going to put my support behind them for the next couple of months, 6 months, see if we can get them to the Iowa caucus and make a difference in January.
All right, Pawlenty is out. How soon do you think it would be before we'd see some others say, you know what, I'm just not getting traction, it's time for me to go?
Well, I've always said presidential campaigns don't lose, they run out of money. And we're going to see some campaigns on real fumes here. Even the names I mentioned that showed some support yesterday, a Rick Santorum, a Herman Cain, do they have enough resources to carry on? Now, the challenge is for these campaigns to get real small and not spend money, just like Mike Huckabee did 4 years ago. Remember, we got beat by 2,000 votes 4 years ago, but we did better than expected. We got a little bit of a boost, but we still did not spend very much money up until probably November before the January caucuses. So these campaigns' jobs are to stay in the game, do well in the debates, organize every day, go door to door, go town to town, and get these votes one at a time. And the smaller campaigns still can do that, whereas Michelle Bachmann now is somebody that's a national candidate, going to have to start spending time outside of Iowa in South Carolina, New Hampshire, and these other states, gives other opportunities for campaigns to come in and make a difference.
Yeah, and history shows us that winning the straw poll is not necessarily an indicator that you're going to win the nomination or get to the White House. What does she do with the momentum that she has at this point to best capitalize on it moving forward for her campaign?
Well, the best and number one reason is use this to raise money. She had an email to her supporters almost immediately saying, today we made history. Use that, take that message to New Hampshire and South Carolina and money people all over the country and say, join my campaign. It's got momentum. And like I said yesterday, she's the only candidate running for president that can say she's got a win on the board, and she did that yesterday in Ames.
All right, Chip Saltzman, thank you so much for joining us live from Iowa. Great to see you.
Shannon, always a pleasure.